Rachael Ray Double R doing some double M's. Woo! Food that you can make so quick it will free you up for more free time in your life. Look at that crispy skin. Delish. Ooh, that smells amazing. Boom! Nailed it. Hey everybody, Double R here. Wow, do I have a really fun meal for you guys tonight. What's great about this spicy, easy dish, Manilla clams, is it's packed with flavor and it's as easy to make for two on like a date night or four, like a double date night, or literally a crowd. I made it in a giant roasting pan over an open fire with a piece of tin foil on the top. So we have beautiful Manilla clams, 1 pound per person. Of course, we soak those in cold water, let them expel whatever they need to get out of there. Clams that stay open after you shake them, discard just like mussels, okay? And once we cook them, clams that don't open, we also discard. So we count on 1 pound per person, and you know the people that you're eating with. You might want 1.5 pounds for some of them. And we're gonna do a really easy, fun, warm salad on the side of zucchini and corn, because here, the day that I'm filming, zucchini is in season. It's actually kind of the beginning of the season. So I have 2 fairly small zucchini. And I would do 1 small zucchini literally per person, because a little leftover is delicious. You can serve this warm, room temperature, or cold. And we're using a couple of cups of charred or fire roasted corn. Now, this time of year, John normally just throws it on the grill for a couple of minutes, chars it up, and then I scrape it off the cob, which we absolutely could have done today. But I wanted to show this to you guys. I think it's fairly new to the grocery store, at least for me. In the frozen food section, there's not just corn kernels, there's fire roasted corn kernels. So super easy, and you can always keep it on hand, right in the freezer. All you gotta do is dump it into a bowl. And you can use it in a ton of stuff. I put it in an Impossible, a plant-based meat vegetarian chili. I make with lots of charred roasted poblanos and corn and black beans. Oh, it's so tasty. And lots of chipotle, lots of nice smoky chili flavor. So this is not only a meal in 30 minutes, it's a meal and a side dish in 30 minutes, and you can make it for 1, 2, or a lot in about the same amount of time. I'm actually gonna start with the zucchini. As I said, you can serve it warm, room temperature, or cold. Now, since this is the beginning of the season, these are very small zucchini. They're pretty light. I don't even know if this one's 1/2 pound. And there's not a lot of seed in the center. As they get larger, of course, this will give off a lot of liquid in the dish. So I'm just showing you the technique, even though these are both very firm and we don't really need to do this. We're kind of gilding the lily here. But I just want you to see the technique. You tip the fork into the zucchini, into that canal, and you just scrape it out to keep your dishes from getting too wet, too filled with liquid and mushy, right? That's the biggest complaint I hear about zucchini as a vegetable or yellow squash, is that it's too mushy. Well, that's probably because you're not doing that. This guy's so tiny, it would just be absolutely superfluous. So I'm gonna skip that. So this little firm guy, I'm gonna cut into planks. Gonna do the same with his cousin here, who is a little larger, and I'm gonna get an extra slice out of this guy because he just is a bigger squash. It is crazy if you have a garden. You know this is true. It is crazy how fast zucchini grows. Like, it's a little alien. It looks like they're from another planet or something, because, one day they'll look like this. You go away for a couple days, you gotta go out of town for work, or you don't check the garden for a few days because you got plenty of food in the house. You go back, they're like this, like crazy. So this top of the zucchini, 99.9% of people I know cut this off. I do not. I think it's delicious, just a little more texture, tastes like the rest of the zucchini to me, so I don't do that. I literally clean out the center if it looks like the zucchini is gonna be too watery, and I cut it from absolute top to bottom. I only trim a little dry end off if it looks discolored or something if I got it at the grocery store. But if I take it from the garden, chop up the whole thing. So we're gonna start depending on how many people you're cooking for, an appropriate size skillet. I'm just cooking 2 small zucchini, so I've got like a 12-inch skillet on the stove with a little olive oil. Cooking grade olive oil, not EVOO. A couple of turns of the pan. You want to just coat the bottom. Delightful. And we're going to cook this with garlic, mint and parsley at the end, and chili peppers. These are little chili peppers that my husband buys the seed for from Italy. He buys all of our seed, Italian seed. He buys it here in America. It's just a little company called Italian Seed. And the chili peppers, wherever you get them from, whether you're growing jalapenos or those little crinkly green and red chilies, any chili, a lot of the heat lives in the guts. So if you want to dial the heat level back, you take that out. If you like spicy food, like my husband and I do, oops, about to cut the chili pepper with the bread knife, that ain't cool. You leave the seed in. So if you want it to be less hot, scrape that out. If you want it to be a spicier dish, leave it in. Simple enough. Take 1 little tiny green and 1 red. I'm leaving the top on and I'm just splitting them lengthwise. It's a really easy way to chop them super fast. Chilies and some sliced garlic, charred corn, lots of citrus juice, lemon or lime, either one works, and then the mint and the parsley. I'm gonna get the zucchini going. The corn is obviously already fully cooked. See you right back here in a couple.
All right, speeding.
Oh, don't look at them. Mark.
How you feeling?
Great. Lemon or lime, ready to go. Little mint, little parsley. Always put everything away ready to use. All of your herbs, all of your veg. Why? Well, it's obvious, because you will cook more fresh food with more fresh herbs if everything's ready to use when you're ready to eat, right? So we all do one day of the week where we shop a little more than all the other days of the week. That's the day I put everything away, processed and ready to go in baggies. I am Ziploc's best friend, and I don't even think they know that. But so there's our parsley and mint sitting off to the side. A little salt and pepper can go in on these guys over the shoulder for luck. Back here, I'm getting a tagine hot. Now, I told you in Italy, I made this for all of my friends and crew. We're all working together. We bought land there 3 years ago that we couldn't do anything with for a real long time because of the pandemic, obviously. So we were all there working, and I try and make these big dinners on some given night, right? Any given night during the run, I try and do some big thing. So unfortunately, I don't have a house to live in there. So, you know, we get like an Airbnb kind of a thing. You rent something, right? This one had an induction stove, which it's not my thing. I don't understand it. I don't care for it. I hate working on them. So we put up an outdoor grill, like with giant chunks of wood, olive wood, burning on this huge open flame, and it was windy, right? So literally, we risked our lives to take this giant pan out because it wouldn't work on the induction stove. So I had no choice but to just throw it over the open grill that I was just planning to cook like a big pieces of fish on. So take this pan outside with my friend Giancarlo, and the wood is spitting, caught the ends of my hair on fire and melted her flip-flop. That's how hot it was. Okay. So I'm not recreating that today. Any pot with a tight fitting lid will work. I love these oven-safe tagines. Not only is the shape beautiful, but you can serve from them. But any Dutch oven, a deep skillet with a lid, any of that works. We're gonna get this hot over just moderate heat to begin with, though. Medium heat is what I have it on right now. You can see the flame there. And that's just to get the andouille to melt for us with the shallots. And we're gonna do that in a couple minutes. So the zucchini is perfect. See this? This is exactly what you're going for. Little bit of caramelization and browning. And then we're going to add our corn, again, right from the freezer. That's all that is. Even quicker than grilling it and scraping it. Just heat that through, it's already defrosted. And then we're going to add a little hot sauce. This is actually not that hot, it's delicious. It's made in Parma, Italy. It's called Fiorelli, Casa Fiorelli. I love it, so good. It's Calabrian chilies and vinegar, basically. Our lemon juice. And our mint and parsley. So easy, it's ridiculous. Like, laughably easy. And now that's literally done. Honey, you really are gonna cook bread in this act, okay? You wanna do your little flip? It makes you so happy. I did 2 flips there, I felt bad. Good job, sweetheart. So we're going to add some andouille now to your pan of choice. I just drizzled in some regular olive oil, not extra virgin, cooking grade olive oil, and I'm going to melt the andouille into that while we chop up some shallots. Now, andouille, if you're not familiar with it, it's fairly new to the American market, but I bought you 2 pieces here. This is from an Italian market, and it's just wrapped in saran. This is actually shelf stable. They sell it online and they sell it in regular grocery stores, and it's made in America from a brand called Tempesta. They're both delicious. All it is really is sausage paste. You can literally spread it on bread. It is absolutely delicious. You don't need to do anything with it. Just put it on hot charred bread, which is bruschetta, which we're going to make in a minute. But what I love about it is using it as an ingredient. I make a pasta with zucchini and melted andouille and lemon zest, and it is fabulous. Today, we're using it in the background flavor of our clams. So we're going to get that all in there. I put this on the back stove here so you can see a little better. Then you just start working it. You melt it down. And then you add some garlic. So we're getting him going a little bit here. There we go. Let's take a couple of fat cloves. Go. Zip through. Looks good. Those for big boys. Get those in there. And now, add some good white wine. And let that all bubble together and let the wine reduce by half. The garlic will get soft and tender, and the alcohol will start to cook out of the wine, and the flavor of the wine will concentrate. That is a Tuscan white that I love from very near where our land is in Tuscany, where they make pecorino cheese. In fact, it says pecorino on the label. This is the wine. It's very fairly priced, and they make a white and a red. But I love the flavor of that wine with this dish is fantastic. As we said, we literally knock the shells together for our cockles or Manilla clams and make sure that they all close, okay? And then the opposite once they're cooked. You want them to all open or you discard them. We still have a couple minutes for this guy. I think it's time for John to char the bread for me. My stunt bread guy. Honey, will you come do the bread thing? Yeah, once I put it in the oven, I just forget about it. And my mom, we used to pick on her when I was a little girl because my mom would set the bread on fire all the time. All the time. And if she brought home bread for dinner, we'd always say, did you get 2? Did you get 2? Did you get 2? It seems that that's genetic because I have the same I don't want to call it a problem. Small issue. You know. I'm also not allowed to make coffee in our home. Not allowed to make coffee, ladies and gentlemen. John hates my coffee. He says I break the machine if I even go near it. And there you go. Honey, are you watching the bread?
What bread?
Okay, well,
just put it in there.
You lose it, you don't have any for your clams, is all I'm saying. So our wine is cooked out by about half. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the clams at this point. Again, you want about a pound per person. And pop the lid on. Get her done. It's kinda it. A little parsley at the end? Sure. Lemon for our clams. Rosato for me.
That bread's totally done.
Take it out, quickly.
Okay.
What are you doing? Good job, honey.
Look at me with the bread.
Way to go, buddy. All right, see you right back here in a couple.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. So this is bruschetta. Bruschetta, in America, people think that that is the tomato-topped bread. It is not. Bruschetta is charred bread. That's the root of the word, okay? So bruschetta is technically just this, charred bread, period. You can, of course, put a delightful tomato topping on it, but just the bread itself, to be clear, and it's not bruschetta, it's bruschetta. CH is always K, bruschetta. Again, not that you asked, I just thought I'd share. I'm now rubbing the hot bread with cut cloves of garlic into the pores of the bread. This is why everybody loves clams and mussels and saucy dishes like this. Cioppino and fish stews and soups, because you get this to mop it all up with, right? This is the bonus. I could just eat the bread in the pan juice and I'd be super duper happy. I'd be fine. So now we're gonna take really good fruity olive oil and drizzle that all over the bread. And you can add fruity olive oil or a little dab of butter, either or, to your clams once they open. There's a few there that are stragglers. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, crank it for the last couple minutes. Oh, I forgot the flaky sea salt. Duh. On the bruschetta, always a little flaky sea salt goes up on top of that. That's a random giant flake. Look at the size of that. That's like a small piece of paper. It's a little too aggressive, I feel. That one kind of scares me. Watched clams never open. I'll give them another minute. What do you think, hon? Should I look?
Okay.
Almost. Couple stragglers. Dang it. All right, go get some wine and come back. I'll tell you when they're done. Why are those suckers not opening? If those clams are dead, I'm gonna need to kill someone. So go draw straws.
Dave.
It's what I gotta do then, you know. He's in water. It's what I gotta do.
Woo! Oh, good. Okay, clams are alive. Yay! Look at those cuties, huh? Now we're going to add our lemon juice. All around the pan. And a couple of pats of butter to emulsify all that, or more great olive oil, your call. Your call on that. Move these suckers around. Don't forget to put a bowl on the table to collect all your shells. And here is the absolute best part. Yes. That is heaven. And we used to fight over that in our family. Who was getting the heel of the bread? Extra charred, crusty pieces. We'll put this off to the side. Let's take the zucchini and corn salad. Drop that here. There you go, guys. A beautiful dinner for 1, 2 double dates or a lot of peeps that you can make literally in minutes. Enjoy.